So did anyone else see this clown on the Crikey News podcast talking about One Nation voters and how they're generally just uneducated rural men?
That's really important is to understand who One Nation supporters are. One Nation supporters are tend to be older males. They tend to live in regional Australia or at a pinch the outer suburbs. They tend to be poorly educated. Very few people with bachelor's degrees tend to support One Nation. They tend to be low income. They are broadly the category of people that have probably done the least best out of our economic reforms over the last 30 to 40 years.
So this got me interested. Who is this guy that's a political commentator and still holds a view that I would have wholeheartedly agreed with 2 years ago? Because I think it's interesting watching them take One Nation so cheap. Look, I personally have never seen this much growth in a political party in Australia in my life. And I know I'm not old, but it is wild to see so much growth in One Nation. And I don't think they're going to hold government next election, but I do think they're going to win a lot more Senate seats. And I know it's 2 years away and a lot of things can happen, but that's just my prediction. Anyway, so I started looking into who this guy is. He's educated in history. He ended up in the transport department somehow, wrote a book, and now he is a political commentator. And I found myself watching a speech that he did talking about Palestine and how the Australian media generalises that group of people, kind of like he did with the One Nation voters. And I took a snippet out of that video because he had an opinion of truck drivers, which he actually didn't say that he disagrees with. His view on truck drivers changed because he finally understood that he couldn't replace truck drivers with trains. But anyway, have a little look at this clip and tell me whether we should listen to any of this clown's opinions, let alone his political ones.
Back in 1994, I took a job in the Department of Transport in Canberra, where I was placed in the area dealing with the excitement of road transport policy for my sins, which is trucks. And I thought I knew about trucks, about how they were big and bad and dangerous and driven by drug-fueled cowboys, and about how if we only spent money on our rail network, we wouldn't need so many trucks and we could get these menaces off the road.